In the vast land of the Central Plains, a fierce enemy army was advancing towards the borders. They came from the west, a powerful force equipped with the finest weapons and a ruthless determination to conquer this ancient land. Villages and cities had been destroyed, and the people were left homeless. The drums of war thundered, and the atmosphere grew more tense, as if the shadow of war had enveloped the entire land. Mulan, the legendary heroine, would rise at this moment. She was not only the daughter who took her father's place in the army, but also one of the most legendary figures in Chinese history. Leading a force composed of elite soldiers from all corners, Mulan prepared for a final showdown with the enemy. As night fell, Mulan and her troops quietly crossed the border. Her army was highly skilled, and the soldiers moved with such precision that they seemed like ghosts, silently approaching the enemy camp. Mulan stood at the forefront, her gaze unwavering. Her armor gleamed under the moonlight, as if she herself were a shining star. Just when the enemy was unaware, Mulan gave the order, and her troops launched a ferocious attack. The clash was deafening as the cavalry surged forward like a tidal wave. The enemy scrambled to respond, but the warriors of the Central Plains were already masters of their craft. Mulan personally commanded the troops, leading the cavalry into a fierce battle with the enemy. On the battlefield, swords clashed, fires raged, and the air was thick with the stench of blood and gunpowder. The battle reached its most intense point when the enemy's main force suddenly counterattacked. The sheer power of their assault caught the Central Plains army off guard. Mulan, swift and sharp, led an elite squad into the heart of the enemy's ranks. Her sword moved like lightning, cutting down every enemy in its path. Her combat prowess was astonishing, and for a time, the enemy feared her. But just then, the enemy launched an ambush from behind, with hundreds of archers emerging from the forests, arrows raining down on Mulan's troops. Calmly, Mulan directed her soldiers to roll and dodge, using their shields to block the deadly arrows. She quickly assessed the situation, wielded her sword to cut through the front lines, and then issued the order to activate their own ambush. The hidden forces of the Central Plains army erupted from all directions, trapping the enemy. Seeing the situation spiral out of control, the enemy general charged toward Mulan, intending to personally kill this legendary woman. The two clashed in a duel, their swords sparking with every strike. Mulan's eyes were filled with determination, and the fight between them was like a storm, fast and ferocious. Drawing on years of battle experience, Mulan ultimately struck down the enemy general, decapitating him without mercy. Fall of their leader, the enemy forces descended into chaos. Mulan led her soldiers in a relentless pursuit, completely routing the enemy army. The sky began to brighten, but the smoke of battle still lingered, the land stained with blood and bodies scattered across the field. The victory horn sounded as Mulan and her troops returned to the Central Plains, where her warriors greeted her with jubilant cheers. Her name would be etched into history as a hero for all time. However, she knew that this was only a temporary victory, and there would likely be even stronger enemies in the future. Her gaze remained resolute, her faith unshaken, for she knew the war was far from over. The responsibility to protect this land would never cease.